What is up, gamers? Hope you're all doing well. Welcome back to the Respawn Recap. Nicholas is back. You feeling good?
No. Yes.
Yeah. Well, anyway, we hope you guys all enjoy an absolutely insane, crazy week. It should be a very fun one to break down. Nicholas, shall we get it rolling?
Yeah, let's get it rolling, man.
Okay,
all four wheels, baby.
Let's roll it. And this past week was a hectic one, Nicholas, for Twitch and their Twitch staff. Golly. I don't even know at this point what to say about this one, man. You know who I'm talking about. That's FerociouslySteph. Many clips out there surfacing. If you guys want to see those clips, you can check out our other videos. I can easily say this. I have never seen someone in this short of a span of time, especially representing, the top streaming platform out there, be this controversial in such a short time as well. Give me your first thoughts on this, because the internet has been blowing up about one person.
Something needs to be done. That is my main thought. Is just I watched like the clips of her where she's like, I have power, you can't get rid of me, and I watched that, and my main thought is just like, why do you have power?
I mean, and then
we need to, well.
I guess to add on to that today, if you guys don't know, this is slightly pre-recorded, but announced Twitch actually found out as an update, and so they kind of tried to clarify their stance as if the council does not have moderating power, as if they're not going to influence bans or influence some things as much as we thought. When this council was first announced, I think we all knew there was not going to be too much done. At least that was my first assumption as well. The problem is this: you have someone out there that is a part of a council, your safety advisory council. Whether or not they represent you, Twitch has now actually said they don't speak on our behalf, which is another topic for another day. The fact that you announce a Twitch staff that somehow does not speak on your behalf. Like, who do they speak on?
Exactly. That doesn't make sense to me.
But I think at the very least, people can agree this is very problematic. And I think the most disturbing of the clips, we didn't talk about the cis white males. We didn't talk about her thinking a lot of gamers are white supremacists, but the power, it seems that she knows she has some sort of power being endorsed by Twitch. She can't be gotten rid of. And that just has been confirmed today, that Twitch is not going to fire her. And even own council members and top streamers out there have spoken out against her. I don't know where we go from here, but it continues for me to be a bit of an embarrassment for Twitch. And a pretty big news out there as well from the Call of Duty realm. We actually have Censor speaking out for all substitute players. I think it's pretty cool. You obviously main R6 as well, and we've seen, and we'll have videos from you in the future about some top figures speaking out against the game.
Yeah.
I definitely consider Censor to be not necessarily a top player, but a top face, and he's actually speaking out against the current sub format. We've seen a lot of players out there be signed to these rosters, some of which aren't even Call of Duty pros, others of which are clearly personalities, others of which are not really participating in the league at all, being paid 50 grand, and Censor is one of them, I would say, putting forth a lot of effort to try and make a starting role, and clearly has been demonstrated that he will not ever touch the starting five with his current team. He has now quit the system, going to the Challenger system, and actually trying to make changes for the overall Call of Duty League, which I thought was pretty cool to see at the very least.
I agree 100% with you, because I love Censor, and I love the fact that he still has that drive and that motivation to try to get somewhere with it, despite kind of sitting on the bench for I don't know how long. I hate seeing him like that, because he's a great guy, and he's a good Call of Duty player too. Obviously, you compare him to the ones who are on the starting roster, and obviously, maybe he doesn't quite compare to them, and maybe that's why he's still on the bench, but it's the drive. It's the drive and the motivation.
I think that is a good way to put it, because he's definitely he himself knows, right? He's a target of a lot of backlash, very debatable whether or not he has the skill to reach starting five. But like you said, the drive, the motivation, I will, at the very least, end of the day, I hope people can realize he puts forth, at least publicly, a lot of effort, and his drive is something that we don't usually see from players in his position. And I do think a lot of players in his same shoes would not have made it this far or would have quit beforehand. So it's really cool to see top figures, any esport out there, to actually try and make these changes for a game. Just like maybe a guy like Tfue is making changes for Fortnite, maybe not so much in the same exact way, but at the very least we can respect a guy like Censor for trying to make those changes. Nicholas, last time I saw you, we talked about Alinity and having her own thingy thing out on stream. This time around, we're talking about Pokimane having someone else's thingy thing out on her stream. That being Pokimane, obviously has a clip out there of her pulling up a hyperlink that pulled up porn on her live stream. This causing a huge uproar and a week of backlash for Iman as well. This one is a very interesting one, because we have seen a lot of streamers out there get banned for accidental nudity. At the time of us recording, she has not been given a ban. So give me your 2 cents on what you think will be done or what you think should be done. Make sure you clarify, because people can be very different.
I don't think she should be banned. It was an accident. Stuff like that happens all the time. When other people pull it up on accident, they should not be banned. They were banned. which is wrong. I don't know. Like,
okay.
I think that's just Twitch being obviously very inconsistent with their bans and double standards and whatnot. So yes, I don't think she's going to be banned because it's Pokimane and she's obviously one of the biggest streamers out there, and you don't want to remove one of your top people on your platform.
I would agree with you as well. And we've also seen accidental nudity bans for people like XQC, Alinity, Amaranth. I think fellow Arab as well had he had a male part on a video he was actually playing on stream, and they all received their bans. So I definitely agree with you, and it's a great talking point as well, because when it comes time, you even add to a further point, when it comes time for a long-term streamer out there like Pokimane, who has not had these issues in her past.
She is in good standing.
Does she get leniency? Because a guy like XQC or Amaranth are more kind of ban prone. So do they get? So it's a weird thing. Of course, Twitch again is kind of under fire, but I would say for rightful reasons. I don't know what the exact best thing to do in this case would be, and that's why I love we're not in their shoes. We can just talk about it. Whew, Nikki boy, we talk a lot about Mixer. We talk a lot about Twitch, and I think this is going to be this is going to be talked about a lot in these next few months. They're going to be big. Numbers have now come out, brought to us by Forbes, and it's pretty crazy because during this quarantine and lockdown, lockdown. You got, never mind. No one's gonna get that. I mistitled and I actually put lockout in a video title and had to change it later to lockdown.
For Mixer?
Yeah.
I did not see that.
Lockouts are like middle school, you know when.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Those are lock-ins.
Those are
Oh, well, lock-ins.
Oh, I suck. Anyway, during this period, whatever, guys, shut up. Well, during this year-long period, but especially during this time of rise for YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch viewership, Mixer saw very, very little growth. And now we've even seen other figures out there talk about how they don't think Mixer's going to give out the bag anymore. Nadeshot himself said that. So give me your quick thoughts on this. Mixer is certainly, a lot of people got to agree, they are struggling right now, especially in comparison to all their competition.
This is the time for them to grow, like especially. You know, everyone's inside, obviously, and that's why we're saying lockdown won't save Mixer. Is like, if it's not happening right now and it wasn't happening previously, it's like, when is Mixer's kind of like golden time to shine and like rise? You know, when does that platform grow? Obviously, they might have to implement some changes to make that happen, but they aren't there, and it is still declining. So it's like, will it just continue that way? Probably.
Right, and especially now. I think a great point out there was made. If all these other platforms are having double-digit, sometimes triple-digit growth during this quarantine period, and Mixer's at a 0.2% year over year, that's what the numbers say, okay, guys? What happens over time, right? When we end quarantine, are they going to start losing growth? Because that's going to be an ultimate sign of, okay, there is no longer promise of the platform's no longer growing. Is Microsoft then going to back out? It's going to be a wide talking point going forward, guys. But even when top other figures, Nadeshot, Ninja himself, speaks out against it, we'll see where Mixer goes. It's going to be crazy. Nicholas! This past week, we saw some gigantic changes at least be proposed in the future. They're not officially out of as of recording, but we actually do think they're going to be finally nerfing controller aim assist in Fortnite.
It's been a long time coming.
It's been, we thought they did it last time. It didn't work out too well, but this time around, it comes coincidentally within 24 to 48 hours of their biggest streamer
Tfue.
not quitting. He left to look for a new game. So what do you think about this? And also, do you think, if not one of, do you think Tfue was the voice of reason here? Do you think he's one of the key figures when it comes time for making Fortnite changes?
Yes, definitely. Like, you know, he has a lot more say than the average person, obviously, and just like the fact that they are actually making changes after he's like, hey, I might dip out of here. I think that says something. I don't think it's entirely a coincidence. So, and you know, they've been calling for changes for a while, and I don't know what took them so long until the day that Tfue was like, okay, this is it.
That's the weird point. It's like they waited until the very moment they're like, oh, we actually might lose this guy. Because he's been complaining for months, alongside many other pros and top faces in that scene. And so finally we reach a breaking point. We saw some FNCS results. Tfue broke out, Ninja broke out, tons of other pro players spoke out with this. Even a hashtag Nerf aim assist popped up. So it's just weird that the culmination of all of this, and it took to this point where Epic's like, oh, we got it.
Maybe now
and
we will.
We're not going to release it yet, so hopefully it is the right solution. If it is, we might see another bump and resurgence for Fortnite at a great time where we see still tons of streamers going to Warzone. So we'll see what happens for the future of Fortnite and aim assist. As per usual, gamers, we hope you all enjoy the Respawn recap, same time, same day, every single week. Nicholas, I'm going to put you on the spot. You want to say anything to the people like you usually do?
Dude, I'm always trying to prepare for this moment, and I never do. Hey yo.
Bro, all right, we're gonna cut. All right, thank you all for watching. You get nerds and gamers. We hope you guys all enjoy, and we'll see you guys back here next week.